Hey YouTube, me again with another YouTube video. My name is Makarov Yokovich, others know me as Mr. Ninja Warrior, and other people also know me as Blue Jay the Meister. Today we're doing another anime review because that's all I'm posting on this channel. So I'm going to do it a little bit differently from my first two. My first two I always start out with what I liked, what I disliked, my little story, and then like my final verdict. I'm going to start it off with a slight hint of what the entire story is, what I liked, what I disliked, final verdict. I'm going to go in that order because that seems to be the most appropriate way. Like I said, we're going to be talking about Igpx, which stands for the Immortal Grand Prix. This is a surprisingly good anime. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. This anime surprised me, and I remember watching it when I was really, really young, and I liked it back then. So whenever I finally figured out and remembered what the show's title was, and I started watching it again, it was really amazing to see all the different things, especially now that I'm older. So here's the story. It's a one-of-a-kind story that takes a Rekka 7 and Gundam, all their mechs, and combines it with NASCAR and Indy racing and puts it into one. So you basically have this futuristic world in like 2026, I believe, where you have 300 miles of track, and you have teams of 3, all in mechs, or robots, if you don't know what a mech is. And you go out onto this track, and through 3 laps, you fight each other, you race each other to see if you can become the very best of the best. And the entire story is about a rookie team, an underdog team, that has to fight its way all the way up to the very ending. And I'm not going to spoil anything as much as possible. I might say something here and there that I don't seem as a spoiler that you might, so I apologize if I do say something along the lines. So here's what I liked about the anime. It's an American production. Toonami, in association with Cartoon Network, from what I've read. Yeah, Cartoon Network and Production IG worked on it together, so we basically had an American company and a Japanese company, from what I know, come together on this and produce a really good American anime. And it's surprising because most American animes are shit, to be honest. So it was nice to see that Igpx was really good. Another thing that I really liked about it, to be completely honest, was the style of animation that they used. In terms of when the characters weren't on the track and were out in the field, walking about, talking to each other, we had a normal animation style of anime. Whenever they were in their mechs or around their mechs, though, the mechs were always more so in a 3D design. Now then, this really reminded me of Code Lyoko back in the day when I first watched it. I need to rewatch it, by the way, because that's a really good one. But this really reminded me of that, and I really liked the whole integration of animation and 3D. It was just an interesting feature, and one that you don't see so often. Another thing that I loved, this story had no cliffhangers. There were a few among the major battles. However, most episodes, it was one race, one fight, and that was the episode. There was no cliffhanger after the race. Like, you started at an episode, the race started, they fought, the race ended, that was the episode. There were other episodes, though, where it was like a major battle where the race extended over a length of 2, maybe 3 episodes, but other than that, most of them were really, really short into one episode that made no cliffhangers. And sometimes cliffhangers can be annoying, but sometimes they're needed. So the show had a best of both sort of added into it. Filler is unusually low for how many episodes this anime has. Now then, the anime has a total of 13 episodes in the first season. How many of them are filler? About 5. However, at the same time, even if it's filler, there are some details in the filler that you need during the story that really come to play. So that's one of the best things about this type of filler. So I recommend you watch all the episodes. Now then, something that we don't usually see is how well voice actors fit their characters. Other good animes with a high production value, you do see a lot of great voice acting that matches every character to their heart, their soul. They sound like it, they have the conviction behind the character. Now then, on this one, we had that. There were moments in time when the people voice acting, I don't know their names, I don't really look them up, really did match their characters' hearts and souls. It really did feel like the voice actor was doing his or her job as voice acting, as really giving the emotion behind the voice, a really good tone behind what they're saying, what they're doing. It was just a really good voice acting crew, and I give them high props for that. Now then, the very last point that I want to make on what I really liked. The story was very linear, checking the time. The story was linear and straightforward. You could follow it. There was no confusing sidetracks that took you off into some completely different world where you had no clue what was going on. So the story was linear, straight to the point, through 13 episodes. You could follow along. I could watch episode 1, skip all the way to the very last episode if I wanted to, and completely understand what happened. I highly recommend not to do that because that is a stupid idea. Please don't do that. Watch the entire thing if you watch it from this review. What I hated, though, there was a stereotypical love triangle going on with the main character. You had our main character, a girl, and this love triangle that I've gotten really tired of. Most animes have this love triangle that really annoys me because I've seen it so much. It's what we call an archetype. It comes from every single show or story that you read. It's usually there, it's getting old, and it's gotten bland to me, so it really annoys me. 7:30. Now then, character development is really lacking in this show. However, at times, it can pick up, and then it slows down. It's this weird pick-up, slow-down pace that really makes character development lack, and it kind of kills the show for you. However, the story then picks up on it, but at the same time, it's this trade-off between good and bad. You have this amazing rise, and then character development kind of falls, and it rises again, and it gets your hopes up, and then kind of disappoints you, and then it gets your hopes up again. So that's what I dislike. So my final verdict for Igpx, the Immortal Grand Prix by Toonami, an original production made in America, in a sense, considering there was a Japanese production behind it, I'd have to say a 7.5 out of 10. I recommend you watch this anime. I watched the entire thing on Toonami whenever it first premiered. So I don't know if Anime Get or Anime Here has it. Maybe Crunchyroll has it. I'm not really sure whether those websites do or do not, considering I've watched it. I'd also like to point out that this is Season 1 I'm talking about, the first 1 through 13 episodes. There is a Season 2, 14 through 16 episodes that you can watch, but I haven't watched it yet. I plan on to, though. Maybe. There might be some other animes that I need to pick up on, like Fairy Tail, because Fairy Tail is good. Trust me. That's pretty much it for this review, though. Like I said, this anime is a 7.5 out of 10. I recommend you stream it instead of buy it, because there's no point in buying it, because it's a kind of an old anime. But if you found this review helpful, please like it, subscribe to me, comment below, do any of that sort of crap. I don't really mind what you do. Subscribing helps me, though. It does support me. If you like, if you would, subscribe on my other channel, Mr. Ninja Warrior, Ninja spelled with a G instead of a J. And another thing, if you want to recommend an anime to me, message me, comment. I'll watch it eventually. School's about to start, so I might not be able to watch it as much as I can right now. I've been staying up like day and night watching anime for almost all summer, as long as I could until I went on vacation. So that's what, I really do enjoy anime, so please recommend it to me if it's good. If it's not good, I'll watch it all the way through, make a review on it, and, shit on it, basically. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this review. I hope you guys liked it. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.